Hello, welcome to Shepherd's Light Ministry Homesteading. I'm Pastor Randy. Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining our online community. How's it going today? So today is Tuesday Homesteading Day. Woohoo! I'm going to show you something pretty cool. So I'm going to make an oil with the white clovers. These have been drying out for a few weeks now, probably close to a month. And they probably were ready last week, but I was unable to attend to these. And this is our jars. The jars are actually full of water. I like to fill them with the tea. I use the teapot. You don't have to do that, but you can dip them if you want to, but I do the teapot just to make it a little bit easier. I heat the water up, heat it up, and then after I heat it up, I dump it in there and I let it sit there and it sanitizes it. That's enough to sanitize it. Trust me, it's hot. I have to wait a while before I can even dump it. So it's good. The heat is good. Then I try to dry it without using a towel as much as possible, but you got to make sure all the water is out of the jar, because water and oil do not mix. Remember that. They don't mix. They're not friends. So make sure all the oil is out of this, and it's just still really, really hot. Really, 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 really hot. So I'm going to wipe it out real quick, just to make sure all the water is gone. It dries pretty quick. Because it's so hot. And the jar's still hot, actually. And it was sitting there for a good 5-10 minutes. So take the clovers, make sure you dry them. When you do an oil, most stuff you dry first. Not everything. I am not to the point to know, so I actually look it up to make sure which you dry and which you don't. But most of them you do dry. And you fill the jar up. I'm actually going to take, this is from my dehydrator. These are really nice to use for this stuff, to lay flat even. I'm going to put the rest of the little thingies in here. And then what you do, you cover this with oil. Make sure it's all the way filled. Use a good oil. We get ours at Costco. Or no, I'm sorry, Sam's Club. And we get the big bottle. The most important thing is to look on the back on the stamp and see how many places it was actually manufactured. This says TN, which means one place. There's only one of them on there. Now, we bought it the other day and they actually added 2. So it's MA and TN. So there's 2 places now that the oil's actually coming from. And it's actually, they used more than one place for the olives. You want one if possible. It's a more pure, it's a better oil. So just try to find one with 1 if possible, if not 2. Don't go more than 3. Because you want to have a more pure olive oil. Where if you have more than one, it means they come from different areas, and we want one area if possible. That gives you a good olive oil. So here, this is all the way filled up. I made sure that they were down. You want to make sure the flowers are all the way, here I'll show you. You want to make all the way in the oil. You don't want them popping up because they can possibly mold. So just make sure they're all the way in. And then you're going to put some, I put some saran wrap over top of it. This is a great way to reuse your lids that you use for canning, because guess what? They don't touch the jar. So I'm using a reused lid. I'm putting the plastic on, putting the jar lid, close it. Then you actually let this sit for 4 to 6 weeks. Shaking every once in a while. Put it in a dark place. Make sure you label it, because this is what happens. This is honeysuckle that I put in, and this is violet. You can't tell the difference too much after you set it in there. So make sure you label it so you know. And I always put the date on. Put it in the cupboard, keep it cool. Now, this, I have a honeysuckle, but we're not going to use it. We're going to actually do the violet. The violet I put in first, and it's ready. It is ready to drain. It's been in here since April. We're good to go. We're going to use that, and I will show you how to drain this oil. As soon as I move my rack out of the way, because I don't want the oil on that rack. So what we do is take the lid off. See the plastic bag on there, because you don't want it to mold. You want the lid. Actually, it's the metal in the lid and the oil. They're not friends. So we are going to drain this just like this. I have this nice little strainer. If you don't, you can use cheesecloth, but you do make sure you strain it. So the purpose of the oils is we do the oils so that we can, this is why I do them, is for, to make creams and salves out of them. Other people do, use them for cooking, which you can. I did rosemary for that. You can also use them to, make soaps. You can use them to do salad dressings, but right now this here is for lotions. Also, because when you put it in the oil, these actually last quite a longer if you put it in the lotion than keeping it in oil. That's why I'm adding it to the lotion. Plus, I need some. And when I do the lotions, I'm going to do more than one flavor, I think. I'm not sure yet. You'll have a video. We'll see. Depends on which one it is. The honeysuckle, I think I'm going to leave by itself. But I'm going to do some honeysuckle. And I'm going to do some others. And I wash. Make sure your hands are washed, and actually afterwards, they're going to be nice and smooth. I actually press this in the screen and make sure all the oil's out of it. I almost lost that. My hands are so greasy, oily. So is the jar. So now I have this, and I'll actually put this in the composting. Yes. Then we just drain this. The rest of it, put it all in here, and we are good to go. So I'm going to keep this oil until I decide to make some salves. This oil itself is good for, this is about a year, and then the oil gets rancid. I put it in a salve. It's about 5 years is where it's good. 3 to 5 years, depending on the salve. So this will be my salve, and that's one reason why I'm doing it in a salve. But you can use this this is violet, so you can use this in salad dressings, to cook with, to bake with. I can't wait to experiment with it. I'm going to experiment a lot with salves this year is my goal. So that's why it's sticking with salve. Maybe later on we'll do some salad dressing. But until then, have fun homesteading. And I will see you next Tuesday for Tuesday homesteading. Until then, you have a blessed day.